I wanted to talk to you for just a moment about a heart transformation. You know, when Jesus was on the Mount of Olives, he was speaking with the multitudes, and in the fifth chapter of Matthew, it's like 29 and 30, he begins to talk about if your right eye offend you, cut it out. You'd be better to cut it out and go into heaven with a single eye. And if your right hand offend you, you could keep going on with that. You know, if your right ear offends you, if your right foot offends you, all of those different areas. And I used to think that Jesus was actually literally comparing the physical to the spiritual in a way that it was just as important, physically speaking. You'd be better off to cut a hand off or a foot off or an eye out and go into heaven that way than to have sin or whatever you want to call it in your life. And so I would read that, and for years I thought that. And then, you know, I was sitting just yesterday and thinking about it, and I thought, you know, Jesus in Matthew 5 and 28, he made a statement. He said, if a man lusts after a woman in his heart, then he's already committed adultery with her in his heart. Jesus was moved from that statement and was making a clear statement that cutting your hand off, cutting your eye out, cutting your ear off, doing whatever, man never can find satisfaction in cutting things off and in cutting things off. And you try to cut off drinking, you try to cut off smoking, you cut off cursing, you cut off these things that you never find any satisfaction. You still always feel that lack or that condemnation and those kinds of things. But Jesus was referring to those because of his statement before in 5 and 28. Jesus was telling them, you need a transformation of the heart, not a cutting out of the heart. What Jesus was saying was, what you are looking for, I can do for you. I can transform your heart into a new heart, into a new person, into a new nature. And when Jesus was saying that, you know, over in Ezekiel 36, Ezekiel even made that same statement about he would change your heart to a heart of flesh. So it's not about cutting things off. It's about a heart transformation. It's the inside guy in the heart. There's where you will find your satisfaction in life, in your heart.